Right, today was a really cool and successful and interesting day. In terms of, well, felt some severe anxiety during it, and the reason for this was that we basically, in class, we had to pick a product, stupid product, something that you'd never sell, like a really terrible invention that a wacky creator had invent. And yeah, you basically had to write, create your own sort of marketing pitch for it and produce your own instructions, best practices when using it, and reasons why people should buy it. Essentially it's almost like a bit of a Dragon's Den pitch, but this is all in Spanish. And so there were 5 of us in the class, and then obviously the teacher. I elected to go on my own. Thought it'd be good practice, see how I feel about it. Then there were 2 other groups of 2. Teacher. And yeah, before I had to get up to do mine, I felt pretty horrendous, actually. Very nervous, to the point where when I watched the other presentations and then needed to ask questions about the products afterwards, my Spanish was just utterly abysmal because, well, I was so anxious that I couldn't think rationally enough or logically enough in order to conjugate the verbs and formulate the sentences that I want to use. It was horrendous. Couldn't even, simple present tense stuff was just escaping me. It was like pretty abysmal. I thought, oh man, the presentation's not going to go very well, but it was just the anticipation of doing it. And then once I got up there, and mine was by far the best. I was the most animated. My presentation skills, voice projection, kind of movement, body language and things was the best, objectively. That was sort of decided upon by the group. So I've got the skills, and once I start, I can do things really well. So this was good though for me. It basically highlighted a weakness, which is something I know about, actually, and it's just essentially I now, and always have done, have anxiety around just starting something, putting myself out there. But this is the same for everyone. Everyone's nervous about starting, and then generally once they get going they do really well. Now I'm probably at a point where it doesn't take me long to get going and feel comfortable. It's, within a couple of seconds. Used to be, fucking hell, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Well, used to be a point where I never felt comfortable. Now, today in particular, given this was a very difficult task as well, lots of potential for getting things wrong, I basically felt comfortable as soon as I was up there. Fantastic. And didn't feel stupid at all. So it's just all the nervous anticipation prior to getting up there was the problem. And I think the only way to combat that is just continually put yourself out there, which is what I'm doing anyway. But that means, in my opinion right now, starting these things, because I still get some minor anxiety just starting the camera up and starting talking. Now I feel absolutely no pressure whatsoever, but when I initially start filming, if I'm stood around some people, then I feel very self-conscious. If I'm not stood around anyone, I start talking, after a few seconds I can be in a group of people and I'll just continue talking, more or less. So yeah, it's quite interesting. Evidently I need to address that anxiety and, well, I suppose start making these things when stood right next to someone or a group of people. I start with one person and then build up from there, you know, to the point where I'd just do it in the metro, or actually on the metro, which I did the other day, but I'd already had a long period of talking on video prior to doing it, so I was warmed up. I just need to continually do that, leave it half an hour, get in another position where I'm going to feel awkward, right, do it, sweet, just keep doing that. I think a week later I'm going to be very, very comfortable, so that's cool. Anyway, I'm out of here, I need to tie my shoelace, and you know, before I trail it in dog shit. Already had one shitty experience this week.